I recently made a video about the most hated South Park episode, and it went down about as well as I expected. So it only makes sense for me to now flip the script entirely and, following the same format, figure out what the most loved South Park episode is. I'll also just quickly add, knowing the fan base, I'm aware there's not one definitive best episode, and opinions, especially with South Park, varies a lot. But just let me have some fun, alright? So, let's tackle one of life's hardest challenges and figure out what is South Park's most loved episode.
If you're really sorry, then you'll understand why you aren't getting anything.
Well, no, that doesn't really have any logical sense, Mommy.
To quickly and clearly lay out the video, the format is going to be this. First, I'll check out some comments, forums, and more than likely fall back on the South Park Reddit page for opinions. From this, I'll take the most upvoted and liked episodes and check out some more formal reviews and sneaky episode ratings to narrow the list down to a top 5. Then, I'll take the top few episodes, watch them again, and figure out what is South Park's most loved episode. Okay, so I've been scrolling for a while through some YouTube comments, some weird forum pages which I regret so heavily. And in true Soxy fashion, I've ended up falling back to the Reddit page because of course I did. And can I just say, narrowing this down, this is way more difficult than the hated video I did. There was a lot of controversy and disagreement for that video, but there was at least 5 or 6 episodes that were popping up a lot. The most loved, however, I've literally seen like 20-25 episodes consistently being mentioned. That being said, I have again, to put it lightly, done God's work and narrowed 325 episodes down to just these few. So, in no particular order just yet, we've got Make Love Not Warcraft, Butter's Bottom Bitch, Scott Tenorman Must Die, Good Times with Weapons, Casa Bonita, Imagination Land Part 1, The Lord of the Rings one, and The Woodland Critter Christmas. I think I've just had a stroke reading all that. A few honourable mentions for episodes that just missed out. We have Awesomeo, The Coon, Medicinal Fried Chicken, and one of my personal favourites, The Console Wars. As there are more episodes in our final list this time around, and I've apparently just thrown the format out the window, I'm going to use the episode ratings and rankings from a few different sites to take this from a top 9 list to a top 5. So, according to some Harvard level gathering of analytical data, I looked at IMDb and Episode Ranker for a little bit. The top 5 is going to be this, again in no particular order yet. Make Love Not Warcraft with a score of 8.7 and 9.5, Scott Tenorman Must Die with a score of 8.6 and 9.6, Casa Bonita has 8.3 and 9.3, Lord of the Rings has 8.4 and 9.3, and Good Times with Weapons with a score of 8.2 and 9.1. And as someone who also falls under the category of not knowing really what their definitive top list is for episodes, I can actually get behind these as a top 5, to be honest. Although, not having Coon and Friends even mentioned just seems wrong. So with the top 5 now decided, I'm going to rewatch these episodes again and rank them in order. I'll be right back.
3:28 AM.
Right, yeah, I can again confirm these episodes slap, I can't lie. All of them are definitely peak South Park, and I can see why the best episode debate is nigh on impossible. They all deserve to be in this conversation, but there can only be one, and I'm now going to rank the top 5 in order, in the most unwatch mojo way I possibly can. At number 5, I'm going to put Good Times with Weapons. I'd say this is in most people's best list, but if you had to pick, I feel it would just miss out nearly every time.
No, asshole! From now on, you only get to have one power. So what is it? I have the power to have all the powers I want. That doesn't count, fat ass! Yeah, that's it, Carmen. You don't get to have any powers. Meh.
Not because it's not great, obviously, but because the other 4 are just so iconic. The boys becoming anime characters, Butters getting clapped with a shuriken and turned into a dog, and just the overall stupidity is great. With all that being said though, it is unfortunately going to kind of have to hold the 5th place title.
Oh no, I have no powers! Kyle took them away from me! Quick, Kyle, give me back my powers so I can fight this evil villain! Okay, you can have your powers back! Alright, and now I use my power to turn Kyle into a chicken! Blech. God damn it, Carmen! Now you are a chicken!
4th, I'm going to go with South Park Lord of the Rings edition. This is probably my favourite episode, bar 1. The mix between the kids trying to roleplay Lord of the Rings seriously and them just being themselves is jokes.
The tape is returned to which it came. Its power over you shall fade as well. Middle Earth is again safe.
Yeah? Well, that's not gonna stop us from kicking your asses.
Uh-oh.
I also think the stick of truth being linked to it also helps a lot. Oh, now we have the top 3. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm shaking. And number 3 is going to be Casa Bonita. It's an episode that just sums Cartman up perfectly. He wants something, he will fake an Armageddon type scenario, torture Butters and keep him locked in a bunker just to go to a pretty mid-looking restaurant, which, fun fact, actually exists and looks, yeah, just lovely. A common theme I'm noticing is Butters getting brutalised seems to go down well with viewers apparently, which is kind of messed up now I think about it. Deciding between Scott Tenorman Must Die and Make Love Not Warcraft is, to put it lightly, like picking a favourite pet or friend. It's crazy difficult and I don't really want to, but I will, for the culture that no one really asked for. I prefer this one by the way, in case anyone wanted to know. These 2 episodes not only have the highest ratings, but I'd also say they were mentioned more so than any of the other episodes. So, out of the 2, I think Scott Tenorman Must Die has got to be number 2. That's right, number 2. I would actually say that Make Love Not Warcraft is the most loved South Park episode. As I previously said, a definitive number 1 is difficult normally, but factor in South Park fans are pretty nuts, it might as well be game over. However, in all the lists I saw, top 5s created, ratings etc, Make Love Not Warcraft was in nearly all of the conversations I saw. If you absolutely had to think about the most iconic episodes, that World of Warcraft one surely comes to mind.
I don't play World of Warcraft. Butters, you said you're on your computer all the time. Yeah, but I'm playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Butters, go buy World of Warcraft, install it on your computer, and join the online sensation before we all murder you. Oh, alright then.
It's a piss take done absolutely perfectly. That is both hilarious and fun throughout. It's also probably the most accurate depiction that I've ever seen. It makes some comments that could get under people's skin, but not far enough that it pisses people off entirely. This meme, and this one. Oh yeah, don't forget this one. It is just a South Park staple really. Although most episodes are great and everyone's opinions are different, I feel Make Love Not Warcraft being the most loved episode is the least likely to spark South Park civil war, to be honest. I hope this video doesn't somehow get me crucified, but I know it probably will. Actually, it definitely will. The comment section is definitely going to be interesting, and I look forward to seeing your lists and opinions below. My next videos are definitely going to be interesting to say the least, so be ready for that. And if you haven't, check out my latest video, watch the most hated episode, and yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great week, and remember, if you're going through some shit, nothing bad lasts forever, and nothing really matters, so just be happy. Well, in a bit. Is, to put it lightly, like picking a favourite pet or friend. It's crazy difficult, and I don't really want to, but I will, for the culture that no one really asked for. I prefer this one by the way, in case anyone wanted to know.